If you're a coach who isn't making the money or signing the clients that you want, then pay close attention because I've created a full blueprint that anyone can use to make money as a coach. And these are the exact steps that I use to help hundreds of coaches get more clients and get results like this. So in this video, I'm going to show you what these steps are, but more importantly, how to execute them to start making money as a coach fast without needing more certifications. But first, you're probably thinking that this only works if you're lucky, have a big audience, or lots of experience. But here's the truth. This system has helped George, who started with a brand new Instagram account and made £23,500 in 73 days, and helped Cully go from struggling to signing clients to making £20,000 a month in his coaching business. That's why I know if you follow this step-by-step system that I'm about to show you, it will work for you too. So let me show you the one thing you need to understand if you want to grow your coaching business. Oh, and by the way, I've created a free PDF with an overview of all of the steps for this video, so you can grab a copy to follow along while watching with the link in the description box below. Now, most coaches think they have a business problem, but in reality, it's often a personal problem that shows up in their business. Think about it. If you're not in a good place personally, how can you show up for your clients or grow your business properly? It's like trying to drive a car with the handbrake on. That's why before we dive into any strategy, we have to talk about the first important phase, self-sabotage. Now, I've helped over 400 people with this, and here's the truth. The coaches who say they don't need help with self-sabotage are usually the ones who need it most. So what do we actually do in this phase? Well, you'll learn exactly what self-sabotage is and how it sneaks into your business. We'll uncover the hidden reasons behind why you are self-sabotaging and getting in your own way. I'll also walk you through a simple framework that I have created to spot what part of your life is causing you to subconsciously self-sabotage. Then you'll go through a set of comprehensive self-sabotage assessments and discover where self-sabotage is showing up for you right now. Then, once we've done that, we'll identify your self-sabotaging triggers. These are the things that set you off so you can catch them in the future before it derails your progress. Then we will give you the tools to end self-sabotage and finally break the cycle for good. Because if you want to grow your business, this is where it starts, by tackling what's holding you back on the inside. But once you've cleared out those self-sabotaging patterns, what's next? Well, that's where the next phase comes in, the create phase. This first step in this phase is so important. So let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I worked with a great coach called Nick. She was talented, passionate, and genuinely cared about her clients. But deep down, she felt like a bit of a fraud. No matter how many people she'd helped, she'd look around at other coaches and think, who am I to be doing this? Or am I really good enough? And it started to show up everywhere. She hesitated to raise her prices, avoided sharing her wins, and would second guess herself all of the time. She kept thinking, maybe I just got lucky, maybe I don't really have what it takes. Now, does that sound familiar? Because if you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. But then we tried something different. I gave her a tool to help her look back at her journey, her client results, and the real impact that she'd made. She started writing it all down, the breakthroughs, the transformations, the little wins her clients have had because of her coaching. For the first time, she could see her value right there in black and white. The imposter syndrome started to fade, and she began to show up with real confidence. That tool, it's called the Value Discovery Extractor, and it's designed to do exactly that, help you to finally see and believe the true value that you bring and stop feeling like an imposter. Now, once you finally see your true value, something interesting now happens. You have new questions that start popping up. You start thinking, okay, I get it. I do have something powerful to offer, but who exactly should I be offering it to? What's my niche? How do I know I'm choosing the right one? This is where so many coaches get stuck. The uncertainty around picking a niche can feel overwhelming. It's like standing at a crossroads with a dozen different paths in front of you, each one leading somewhere totally different. Maybe you found yourself bouncing from one niche to another or trying to serve everyone. Meanwhile, you see other coaches charging ahead and you wonder, why can't I figure this out? Here's the truth. Your perfect niche isn't about chasing what's popular or what everyone else is doing. It's about aligning your unique strengths, your story, and the problems you're passionate about solving. That's exactly why the next step of the create phase is all about the Clarity Compass Niche Builder. This tool helps you cut through the noise and find the niche that fits you, not just on paper, but with your experience and passion in mind too. This is a tool that has given so many of our clients so much clarity, which of course helps because without clarity, it can keep people quite stuck. So now you've got clarity on your niche, and honestly, that's a game changer. But even with clarity, another challenge pops up. How do I actually get all the systems in place to run my business? Now, if you're not the most tech-savvy person, this is where you can feel like you're drowning in overwhelm. Suddenly, you're faced with a mountain of confusion on what you need and what you don't need. Here's the good news. The next step is simple. Instead of figuring it all out from scratch, we hand you the exact software and systems that we use to run a multi-six-figure coaching business. No complicated tech headaches, no endless Googling, just plug and play solutions, contracts, agreements, automations, payment processes, and everything that you need to get your business running like a professional, even if tech isn't your thing. Now that you've got your systems in place and the tech headaches are out of the way, you're finally ready to focus on what really moves the needle. But this is where a lot of coaches freeze. Who am I really here to help? What should my program include? How much should I charge? Is it one-to-one? Should I be doing group? And how do I deliver it so my clients actually get results? It's easy to get overwhelmed and second guess every decision. That's why we created the Elite Offer Framework to solve these problems. I've had so many experienced coaches that have been in countless programs before mention how this was the most eye-opening thing that they've ever gone through. In this step, we help you get crystal clear on your ideal clients, map out exactly what your program looks like, set a price you feel great about, and choose the best way to deliver it. No more confusion, no more endless tweaking, just a clear, proven process to create an offer that stands out, sells, and delivers real transformation. Because when you get your offer right, everything else falls into place. Suddenly, you know exactly where your clients hang out, what they care about, and how to reach them. That's when it's time for the next step, creating a flawless first impression. This is where we turn your socials into magnets for your ideal clients. We make it crystal clear who you help and how you help them on your socials, so there's no confusion, just instant trust. And we optimize everything to make it easy for people to take the next step in working with you. Because in today's world, your online presence needs to do the heavy lifting so clients know that you're the real deal from the first click. Now that you've nailed your niche, you've crafted your elite offer, and you've made a flawless first impression online, it's time for the real test, seeing if your audience actually wants what you've built. So many coaches hesitate here. They worry, what if no one bites? What if I put myself out there and get nothing? That fear of rejection keeps so many people from ever taking action. But here's the thing, all we are doing is seeing if anyone in your audience wants what you have, because you don't need to wait months perfecting everything behind the scenes, because it's self-sabotage if you do. The fastest way to know if your offer works is to put it in front of people right now. That's why the next step in the system is the 72-hour proposal. In this step, we show you exactly how to package up your new offer and share it with your current audience within just 72 hours. No tweaking, no hiding behind the scenes, just a simple, direct way to find out who's ready to work with you right now. We recently had Dave, a sober coach, hit £7,500 in 3 weeks of starting with us. And we've also had plenty of clients make thousands of pounds just from doing this alone. And if you don't get any bites, that's totally fine too, because the real challenge isn't just having an offer, it's getting it in front of the right people, the ones who actually want and need what you've created. Unfortunately, this is where I see so many coaches start to doubt themselves, because you've got something great, but it feels like you're just wasting your time. So how do you cut through the noise? How do you get noticed? Well, everyone talks about making content, but what content should you post about to actually attract the right people? There's so many questions. Should you post every day? Should you share your story? Should you be teaching, inspiring, selling? How many posts should you make? Most coaches end up overthinking every single post or getting so confused that they just freeze and do nothing. That's why the next phase is the marketing phase. We take the guesswork out of your content for you, and we literally hand you a 30-day plug and play content system that tells you exactly what to post, when to post it, and why it works. No more staring at a blank screen confused or spending hours on Canva not knowing if that piece of content is even going to work. Just a simple, proven process to start building an audience that's excited to work with you. Because when you remove the thinking out of your content, making content becomes easy. And once your organic content is working and you're starting to attract the right people, you might start thinking, how do I get in front of even more of my dream clients faster? And you might have heard of people using paid ads before, but let's be real. The moment most coaches hear the words paid ads, they start to panic. You might even think ads are for the experts. I could never figure that out. Or I probably need thousands just to get started. And that's exactly where so many promising coaches, they stay stuck watching others scale while they just play it safe on the sidelines. But what if running ads could just be simple? What if you didn't need a massive budget or a marketing degree to get real results? That's why we share with you the ECA paid acquisition formula. In this step, we take all of the confusion out of ads and show you a straightforward, profitable way to get your dream clients through the door without breaking the bank or losing your mind in the process. This is exactly how we've helped George, an ADHD coach, generate £23,500 in 73 days, and how Cully went from making £2,000 a month to £20,000 a month. Well, here's the next challenge. A good one, but still a challenge. Once you start attracting more of your ideal clients, things can get chaotic fast because suddenly your inbox is full, your calendar is packed with calls, and you're juggling conversations left, right, and center. Now, it's exciting, but it can feel overwhelming because you've gone from no clients to loads of potential clients. So how do you keep track of every lead, every follow-up, and every penny earned? How do you know what's working and what's not without drowning in spreadsheets or letting potential clients slip through the cracks? This is where even great coaches drop the ball and end up leaving so much money on the table. That's exactly why we give you the ECA tracking systems that we use to run our multi-six-figure company. With these tools, you can easily track every single client, every conversation, and every bit of money that you make, so you always know exactly where you stand and just how profitable your business really is. No more guesswork. This will allow you to stop running the business like a coach and start running it more like a business owner. But here's the next big hurdle. It's great getting all of these leads coming in, but how on earth do you actually sell to them? For most coaches, this is where the nerves kick in. I see so many great coaches get in their own way because they're bang average at sales and struggle even to book sales calls in. Maybe you worry that you'll say the wrong thing or you'll come across as pushy. The fear of sales is real. And it's one of the biggest reasons amazing coaches stay stuck even when they have a steady stream of leads. That's why the next phase of the system is called sell. And before we talk about scripts or strategies, we need to focus on the foundation, your mindset around sales. We teach you step by step exactly how to think when it comes to sales. So you can pitch the sales call with confidence and you can be the leader instead of being mistaken as just someone helpful. You're then viewed as the expert. Because when your mindset is right, you set yourself up to serve, not just sell. And that's where the magic happens. Now that your sales mindset is dialed in, it's time to make the process simple and powerful. Because most coaches, they overcomplicate booking in those sales calls. They think they need 100 different tactics, endless follow-ups, or fancy funnels just to get someone on a call. But the truth is, it all comes down to just 4 things. That's why we teach you the 4C system for sales. The only 4 Cs that you need to focus on to get people onto calls and turn them into clients. No messing around, just a clear step-by-step system that works. That's allowed my clients to have record-breaking month after record-breaking month. Now, we believe in keeping things super simple because simplicity scales and complexity fails. Well, here's the thing, getting people on a call, that's just half the battle. The next challenge is actually pitching your service in a way that feels easy, not sleazy. Too many people try to force prospects into a corner, using pressure and desperation to close the deal. That's not what we do here. We show you how to sell the right way. The same approach that's helped my clients land 2K, 3K, and even 7K clients without feeling pushy or inauthentic. Because selling should feel good for you and your clients. And when you do it right, it's not just about making a sale. It's about building real trust and lasting relationships with people that actually want your help. But even when you're pitching your services the right way, there's another hurdle that trips up almost every coach: objections. You know the ones. I need to think about it. It's not the right time. I have to speak to my partner. I can't afford it. Hearing these objections can hurt. And for a lot of coaches, this is where the conversation falls apart and they start to spiral. Suddenly, all of that confidence can vanish and you're left second guessing yourself or scrambling for what to say next, and sometimes even burning the lead and ruining the call. That's exactly why we've created the ECA Reframe Manual. We've simplified the entire objection handling process, giving you clear, step-by-step ways to handle every single objection you'll ever face without feeling pushy. Whether it's let me think about it or I need to talk to my wife, you'll know exactly what to say and how to say it so you can keep the conversation moving forward. Because when you can handle objections with ease, you turn a maybe into a yes, and that's how you grow a thriving coaching business. And here's something that truly sets this apart. You're not just getting theory or scripts, you're getting real proof. My clients get exclusive access to my personal sales calls library, where you can watch me actually handle objections and close sales in real conversations. You'll see exactly how I respond to the let me think about it or it's not the right time and every other objection live and unfiltered. I've been there, I've done it, and the strategies that I teach, they aren't just the theory, they're proven. I've personally closed over $500,000 in coaching sales. That's why I don't just tell you what works, I show you step by step so you can see the results for yourself and model them. All right, let's get really honest here. It's one thing to create an offer, market it, and sell it, but if you can't deliver the goods, you're in trouble. Because in this industry, your reputation is everything. You can spend years building it up, and then boom, one bad experience, and it can all come crashing down fast. That's why the next phase is all about delivery. We don't want you to just tick the boxes. We want your clients to finish your program and say, wow, that was incredible. If you wouldn't be excited to be a client of your own business, then you're doing something wrong. So we show you how to build a coaching program that you're genuinely proud of, one that gets real results and has your clients sticking around. Because at the end of the day, you don't just want to make sales, you want to make a difference. And that's what keeps your reputation solid. And when you do deliver that kind of experience, guess what happens? People start talking. Suddenly, clients are dropping your name in conversations, tagging you online, and telling their friends about you, saying things like, you have to work with this coach. But we don't want to leave referrals to chance. That's why in the next step, we show you how to set up a killer referral scheme so you can turn all that buzz into a steady flow of dream clients. And the best part, you're getting your current clients to bring you your next clients easily. So let's talk about something every smart coach wants. Making sure that your clients stick around and keep coming back for more. It's great to sign new clients, but if they just work with you once and then disappear, you're always hustling to fill the gap. And who wants to start from zero every month? Not me, anyway. That's why we show you how to increase the lifetime value of every single client. We'll teach you how to create irresistible upsells and downsells, run in-person events that deepen connection, and set up continuation programs so your best clients stay in your world for the long haul. This isn't just good for your bank account. It's how you build a real relationship and a real business with serious staying power. But here's the thing, as your business grows and your client roster fills up, it gets harder to keep everything running smoothly just by winging it. And if you're not careful, you end up drowning in admin, reinventing the wheel every week, and you just feel like a firefighter more than a business owner. That's why the next step is all about putting real systems in place, creating SOPs, which are standard operating procedures and frameworks that allow you to run your coaching business like a true business owner. Because when your business is built on solid systems, you get your time back, your sanity back, and you're free to focus on what you love most, which is, I assume, making a difference. So this is the full blueprint that I use to help hundreds of coaches. And if you want my help to implement this system and grow your coaching business to 6 figures and more, there's a link that you can click down below in the description box that will take you to our waitlist. Currently, we're sold out, but every month we take on a handful of coaches to help grow their coaching business. So make sure to sign up so you're the first one to get notified once we open up availability again.